Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is a very fun and interesting trip. It is 35 degrees Celsius. I am dripping in sweat. I've got a beautiful new tent and we've got a new co-star. So this guy is named Flint. He's Boomer's new brother. We say little brother, but he's actually his little big brother because he is a Mastiff crossed with an Amstaff. So he's going to be a big boy, and he's absolutely loving the outdoors. So this is his second camping trip, first trip on camera. The first trip was in the rooftop tent, and now we're out here at a lake with a tent. It is so crazy hot. I decided to bring the fan out, put that in here, and basically just give a room for these guys to kind of lounge in. They've been wrestling a lot lately. Flint kind of puts Boomer in his place, and it started with Boomer putting him in his place, and yeah, so now they have little spats and little disputes, but then they sleep together. They curl up and they sleep together. They play with each other, and well, it's just brotherly love, I guess. They're gonna have to get used to one another like that. So Flint is no pushover, that is for sure, but we're gonna make sure that he grows up to be a friendly guy. So, out here at this lake, got the fan on, this beautiful tent. It is a air tent, so it does fill up with air chamber. I got this UV, or this poly window up top, clear. There's also a clear window inside if you unzip this panel, and there's a whole bunch of configurations you can set this up at. The roof even unzips and folds over to create an awning outside of the tent. It has AC jacks and diesel heater inputs in the back, so if you have a portable air conditioner or a diesel heater, you can actually run it inside just like a rooftop tent. My first time in this tent so far, I'm actually very impressed with it. One thing that I would like to see change is this center kind of droop in the front, but you can add another pole or take the tie out and pull it down to create a little bit of a V to get the rain to go off and down. But that's just my first impressions. So I'm gonna get everything else set up inside of here, bring a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, but I'm not gonna inflate the pad because we have a new puppy and little claws. Pads don't like those. So this guy is sprawled out in front of the fan. We'll leave him there, let him do his thing. I'll bring the water dishes over here and stuff, so that way they have a little bit of an area to get out of the sun and the heat and be in front of the fan. And we'll get started on a hot coffee. But we're gonna let it cool down before we drink it. Alright guys, so I got my coffee on the go right now, just slowly letting it cool down to a little bit more comfortable temperature because it is hot right now. Outside it is unbearable, but the winds are picking up. The sun's gone and the whole entire sky is gray. So, I'm not going to say it, but fingers crossed we get it because we could really use it. It is crazy, crazy hot out and just disgusting. So, no fire on this trip. There's a fire ban. We're not allowed having fires, unfortunately. So that kind of puts a damper on things because I actually brought a little bag of kindling and a bit of firewood that I was going to put in this fire pit and kick back and enjoy a front row seat at this lake with a fire. And well, that's not happening this time. And that's just the thing with summer. Sometimes you're allowed, sometimes you're not. You got to check it daily. And fingers crossed, hopefully you can have a fire. Unfortunately, today we cannot. So the tent is totally set up, other than the sleeping equipment. I'm not going to put it in there with the puppy. I mean, his nails are going to puncture that, and I'm going to regret it in about 2 seconds. So, not doing it right now. I would do it closer to bedtime when it's dark out and we're ready to crawl inside of the tent. I'm going to sip on my coffee, enjoy this lakefront view, and I think I'm going to start on supper in a little bit. I'm not going to wait till too long because ideally it's actually later out than anticipated. It's coming on about 6-7 o'clock right now. So these clouds, it's going to get darker a little bit earlier, and I like to get the camp lit up with some lights, get everything glowing, get real comfortable and kick back and relax. So like I said, I'm going to sip on this coffee and then slowly pick away at getting some food items out, getting prepped, and cook up some food. go. Come on. Come on. Come on. You just set up shower. Alright guys, supper's all finished up with. 2 hamburgers, absolutely filling, very, very good stuff. And I'm just setting up the shower room because the rain clouds look like they're pushing this way. The winds are picking up and it's not looking like it's going to be a dry evening, which is totally fine, but I would like to get cleaned up, a hot shower before climbing in the tent for the night. So I'm going to set up my shower system here, and I did a video previous to this one talking about the shower. I'm not going to bother talking about it today because I did that in the last video, but I'm going to get the exact same setup here, get it rigged up, get the shower head in here, jump in, do a hot shower, get out quickly, and then do a little bit of a cleanup. And then I think I'm going to park my butt right in front of the lake and see what these dark clouds do, because the wind is picking up, the temperatures dropped down a little bit. So yeah, hot shower is definitely in need. Alright guys, just finished up with a hot shower, and Flint decided to just park his butt and lay down on top of my pants, and that's what he did. So, talking about dogs and puppies and how to train them, there are all kinds of ways to do it. My personal suggestion is if you get a puppy, really try and spend the majority, like 75% of the first day with your dog alone. You could have another dog there, but what I recommend doing is just alone, and that's what I did. So when I got Flint, I went and got him. No Boomer, nobody else, just me. That first 5-6 hours is crucial to build that comfortability and that bond. Furthermore, and I know a lot of people are going to say no to this one, let your dog sleep with you. Okay, so the first night that I got him, I ended up sleeping in the truck up in the rooftop tent with Boomer and with Flint. Boomer went down to my feet inside the sleeping bag like he always does. Flint right up here on my neck, right up in me. Absolutely perfect. Loved it. I love cuddling with my dogs. That's the reason why I wanted to go with a bigger dog this time. A lot more cuddles. And doing that, I know a lot of people are going to say no because then you're stuck sleeping with your dog. Well, I like that. I like when my dog crawls in my bed. I like when my dog jumps on my lap when I'm driving. I like that. That's that bond that I'm after. And it just works. After that, I mean, I jump in the shower here and he's out here. He's got free roam to go wherever he wants. That's what he chose to do. So after that, I find I've never had a puppy run away after that. They usually stick really close. That's exactly how Boomer was raised. One-on-one time, and then go and see what he does. And right now he's over behind the camera, staring right back at us. Every time I get in the shower, he always goes far away and like perimeter dog. He'll like watch. It's weird. This guy's just like, nope, I'm going for dad's pants. That's what I want. So, shower's done. I'm gonna rip this shower building down. The clouds are kind of rolling in here. It's getting later, it's getting darker. It's actually getting cooler, which is really nice. Loving this. So I'm gonna get this packed up just before anything does happen with the weather. I'm gonna get my chair out, get that set up, maybe even toss on a hoodie, hopefully, and park my butt in front of that lake. Alright guys, so here comes the rain. This is pretty awesome. I've got this big vinyl clear window up top. You guys can see the water's pooling up there. I've got the center of the tarp pitched down on an angle of V, so it's channeling that water. And this is pretty epic. There's a sunset happening right in front of me, and I would never be able to see it right now with the roof pitched down if this wasn't clear. So sitting back like this is awesome. This is really cool. So having a beautiful lakefront view right now. It's actually raining really hard. It's accumulating heavy. I'm underneath of 3-4 big oak trees right now, so it's actually raining a lot harder than it might look. It's pooling up very, very, very quickly, but it's going down the tarp just as it should. Fabric is very waterproof. Nothing inside is leaking. All the seams are beating off really, really, really nice. And I gotta say, right on time. Had my shower, got out, everything cleaned up, got my chair set up under here. Surprisingly, it fits, and it actually feels really awesome to just be chilling right here. So I'm gonna crack into a cold drink, kick back, and enjoy the rain. Alright guys, so it is now nightfall, and that rain suddenly just stopped. It was pouring with rain. I mean, there's still a little bit up on top of this window, and yeah, totally just stopped. Birds are chirping in the background. It's just about total darkness out here, so this window, I'm loving this. This is actually really cool. And it gives a great effect being really low to your head that, like, it's awesome. It feels really cool. I don't feel like I'm trapped under a tarp. You can see everything up top. Pretty awesome. So being out here is definitely a great experience. This tent is performing really well. I usually get a little bit nervous on backpacking tents, not so much, but with big tents that are a cloth fabric, like a kind of like a canvas, from brands that I don't know, just because they may or may not be watertight, this thing is not leaking, and it rained a lot. So I could say now that I'm very happy with this. This seems to be working really, really well, but of course, like anything, we'll see how it goes over time. So I am just relaxing here. There's not a whole lot going on. I wish I could have a campfire, and despite the rain, it's still not allowed having a campfire, so we're going to hold off on that, but I'm going to get a sweater on because it is getting a little bit chilly out right now, the breeze coming in here, and get some of these lights turned off and crack into a cold drink and enjoy the evening. Alright guys, just jumping inside of the tent right now, and there's a ton of room in here. There are also a few mosquitoes that made it in here. So I have my mosquito lantern there and over there. Hopefully that will kind of incapacitate a few of these because they're all over the place. The amount of room in this tent is absolutely incredible. I've got this back vent totally open with a little shutter so no rain can come in. The window behind me and the window behind the camera are shut. On this side, obviously the big mesh panel is zipped shut to keep the bugs out. The awning is still pitched, and later on tonight when I go to sleep, mosquitoes, I'm going to unclip the outer door and drop that down so I'll have a solid panel there. But there is a ton of room inside of this tent. Both the dogs are sleeping right now. Boomer's on the floor because he's hot, and Flint is on the sleeping bag because, you know, why not? There's a lot of room in here. So sat outside for a little while, and there are loons out on the lake. Pretty awesome, but it is dark out there and I can't have a campfire, so I might as well come in here and jump into a movie. So I'm going to give you guys a look at what this looks like because it's actually really awesome. All right, so looking down here, we've got Boomer sleeping over there, twitching away. This is, I want to say, like a 3-person tent easily if you were to sleep this way. 1, 2, 3. But you could actually sleep this way as well, and I think you'd be able to get 4 or 5 people in here. Your head and feet would be pretty much maxed out, but you could get people in there. So coming over here, this little guy, Flint, is tuckered out for the day. I like these air chambers, how they have these little sleeves of fabric that kind of zip over them, because they make for great little hanging points for all kinds of things, which is cool. And I didn't mention earlier, but there's actually another panel inside. And if I were to unzip this, there's another clear window. So you can have 2 clear windows and enjoy the rain or the snow from inside and have a really nice view from inside the tent, making it feel like you're not even trapped inside. So with that, I think I'm going to call it a night for the camera. I'm going to get comfortable on my bed, move Flint out of the way, and crack into a drink. Or I already have one actually on the go. So that's the beauty of having the fridge. I've been drinking a lot of sparkling water. Coconut, lychee, all kinds of stuff. So it's nice having the truck in the fridge right there. You can just run out, grab a cold drink, come in, and enjoy it. So a little bit different from hiking. And yeah, I want to enjoy the amenities while I have it. And then when I go hiking, I enjoy the simplicity. So movie time, guys. I got to move a little guy over here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning for coffee. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, sunny, cool temperature, windy day out here today. So last night was really interesting.
We got the dark clouds, we got the wind, we got the massive rain, and then it stopped. I stayed out late last night after getting in the tent, watching a movie, came outside. The stars in the sky were clear. There's little patches in the clouds and they popped. The sky was jet black with twinkling stars like crazy. Sat out here for quite a while before going back into the tent, and woke up here and here we are. Beautiful morning out here. So very big contrast between the 2 days. I could never wear a sweater, not even yesterday morning. It would have been way too hot. I think it hit like 30 degrees by 9 a.m. So today, it's already 9 a.m. and I'm still in a hoodie. I'm not complaining with that. So, coffee today is hot and it is delicious. So we've got this beautiful lake here in the background and I'm going to enjoy it. So the dogs, Boomer is over behind the camera basking in the sun. Flint is never far. Somewhere's down here by my feet, and they actually got along really well last night. So this morning they were playing, and Boomer seems to go through these little phases where he's like, I don't want to play, and then he'll kind of run and hide somewheres and do whatever, and Flint just wants to play all the time. So he slept up on my shoulders. Boomer curled right up behind my back legs like he usually does. Everything went well last night. I was definitely warm having 2 dogs instead of 1, so that was a bonus. So start off the morning, a little bit of coffee here. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot here today. I want to get out of here before the heat's too hot. So it's going to be coffee and then a quick pack up. Alright guys, so relaxing on the side of the lake, the breeze is coming in, coffee's almost finished. There's actually a loon out there right now making some awesome sounds, and I love the loons out in the lake, but the temperatures are now starting to climb. It's getting really warm, the sweater's got to come off. I've got a ton of things to clean up and get packed up. The tent takes a few minutes more than a backpacking tent to pack up, so about 5 to 10 minutes to get that down. Everything in the truck, the dogs squared away, and then out of here. So I want to say thank you guys very much for joining me on this adventure. There is a major update coming as it has already taken place. I'm not going to let it out of the bag, but I'm going to tell you big things are happening, and this marks the day of that announcement. So I will be filming a video with all of that inside of it. I'm just going to work out what's going to go in the video and how I want to deliver it, and basically, yeah, I'll deliver you guys an update video on what's happening. So I'm going to get out of here, get packed up. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next adventure.